What's up, everyone? Welcome to the Fantasy Football Game Show presented by Front Yard Fantasy. I'm your host, Simon, joined as always by my co-hosts, Josh and John Luke. What's up, boys?
What up?
Let's go. Week 2. Felt good. Good week. Good week.
I always love your dances whenever I pitch it to you. You're always doing some sort of dance.
Let's go. Let's go.
Guys, today
about last night. Sorry.
I bet you're happy about last night. We are joined by a special guest today here to play Fantasy Fortune. She is a fantasy football writer for Club Fantasy FFL. She's on the DFS and Chill podcast and puts out the Cash Grabs DFS article weekly. What is up, Kyra?
What's up, guys? I don't know if I have like the good dance moves like all you guys do, but I'll do my best. Sorry, I'm not that cool. Really nerdy. I can't make myself look that bad.
I don't think it's a coolness. I think it's something else.
No, she said it. I can't make myself look that bad. We're really good at making ourselves look bad. So
yeah.
No matter how hard I try, I just can't dance as poorly as Josh. It just won't happen.
I tried to make it complimentary, but it just didn't sound at all. Sorry.
Guys, we got Scott in here saying, I can't wait to play this game
get
today.
Out of here, Scott.
Comes in here and threatens every day to come on the show. What's going on? And then Craig says, you've already won today's game, Scott. You are the winner. And he's saying the link hasn't come yet, but I know. I got this. He's just waiting for that link to show up for him. We got Sully in the chat saying, happy Monday. Happy Monday. Sully is a new Clemson fan this season. Picked a team. So, man, you know what? This is a season. No, great choice. It's gonna make you appreciate the good seasons to come because this one might be a little bit rough to watch or at least stressful. Anthony first, even after all those other comments, he was still first. That's incredible. And Mark B in here saying happy Victory Monday. Josh, happy Victory Monday to you. That was
Ravens. It was a good fantasy week for me too, actually. Good.
Not I.
During week 1.
Not I.
Nah.
And Scott said it's not a dance, Simon. Josh is actually a giant marionette.
How'd you know? What? Yeah, absolutely.
Has Scott been controlling you this entire time, Josh?
Dance for me, Josh.
Like a puppet? We got Nick in here saying, hi, everybody. Usually it's just hi, JL. This is an honor that he said hi to everyone in here. And Rob said, nobody here is cool, to be clear.
Just to be clear.
That's not wrong.
We got Thad in here saying, kick some ass, Kyra. You got this.
Oh, hell yeah. Not if Scott Fish comes in here. Then I'm going to start to sweat a little bit. I'll try to keep my composure.
Yeah, you're definitely good at the moment.
Feel better. Josh is already sweating. I can guarantee it. So there's at least you won't be the first one.
Always sweating.
I got a dark shirt, but if I wasn't wearing a dark shirt, man, you'd see the shirt's a little moist.
Swamp, and you're saying who? Let's not talk about that. Yeah, that was.
Sorry about that, Swamp.
That was a rough game, Swamp. You got your hopes up after the week 1, but man,
you're
that was rough.
I'll give the Saints a pass though. They were without like half their coaching staff, so
it's true.
They were all out of COVID or something like that. It got them good.
Something like that. I forget what happened, but yeah, they were all
the Who Dat pass.
It was COVID. It was a COVID scare.
The Who Dat pass, Swamp. So you got it officially from Kyra. She's the one who's allowed to hand those out. So you guys are good till next week at least. And Jay saying he told you the Ravens would win, Josh. You took the Chiefs yesterday on the FanDuel stream. JL did as well. Josh and I took the Chiefs, but Josh, maybe that's the secret. You just got to say they're going to lose every game, then they'll come out and win.
Hey, I said I wouldn't bet against the spread. You know,
you did.
I would. I thought the Chiefs would win, but I thought it was going to be a close game.
So NBA in here said, "What up, beautiful folks on this awesome stream? Welcome in, NBA. Hope you had a good weekend." In Swamp said, guys, I'm losing by 11.62 and only have one player left. I was curious what he meant by that. It's the Packers defense. So he needs like 12 points from the Packers defense. We're pulling for you, Swamp.
Yeah, there was a couple really big defensive performances this week. So there's hope.
There's definitely hope.
It might be a defense.
The Lions. I mean, if there's a team that the Packers can do it, I mean, they've got a good defense and a poor offense, so we could see it. We could see it.
Yeah.
And you got a whole cheering section in here, not just Thad, but Scott in here saying, you got this, Kyra. He's pulling for you now, too.
Lots of pressure.
And Roto Sully said, I needed to switch accounts. Simon calling me Rob sounded strange. I promise I will never call you Rob again, Sully. I'll make it happen. We got Troy in here saying, sup, y'all. Welcome in, Troy. Glad to have you here.
Up, Troy?
And Swamp said, second week I had Marvin Jones on the bench. Should I just flex him? Yep, I've been telling you to flex him, and I'm going to stick with it. I think he's going to continue to be used like that in the offense. What do you guys think? Is Marvin Jones flexible from this point forward?
Yeah.
Sure, yeah.
seems to be so far, huh?
Seems to be so far.
Absolutely.
Keep doing it as long as it's working until it doesn't,
Yeah.
And NBA saying Marvin is Trevor. I'm guessing he's saying that right now Trevor's only looked good when passing to Marvin Jones, but hopefully that'll pick up for Visca a little bit. Guys, before we get into the news and our game today, I want to remind everyone watching, if you have not already, hit the like button on this video and go ahead and subscribe to our YouTube channel, Front Yard Fantasy. It means a ton to us, and it's the best way to make sure you never miss one of our shows live every day, Monday through Friday at 3 p.m. Eastern. And then at 6 p.m. Eastern on Fridays, we are live on the FanDuel YouTube and Twitch channel playing some more games. And guys, if you haven't already followed Kyra on Twitter, make sure you guys are going and doing that right now as well. Her Twitter handle is right there below her name. It is Fantasy FF Kyra, fantasy with a PH. So Fantasy FF Kyra right there below her name. Go and give her a follow on Twitter right now. Josh, I know you've got some news for us. So let's go ahead and run through that so we can get started with this game today.
Look, it's some stuff you might have heard yesterday, but I just want to make sure everyone's got everything that's kind of going on here. Yes. So Trey Sermon, he has a concussion. We'll see if he can play next week. There's kind of some questions about him anyway, but he has a concussion, so watch out for that. Dalvin Cook, he does have a sprained ankle. We don't have an update yet today. So if he's not ready to go, Alexander Madison, right, guys?
Yeah.
We'll see.
You're probably going to be talking about him tomorrow in the waiver wire section when we do get in that. But Wentz has multiple ankle injuries. Apparently, injuries on both his ankles.
That is classic Carson Wentz right there.
that is classic.
Really, when I saw that sleeper update come in,
you got to worry about one ankle and the other ankle now. One's probably high ankle sprain, other one's probably mid ankle sprain. My God.
So
by the way, he also has a broken femur and just whatever else ails Carson Wentz.
And he has COVID.
And he has COVID. And he's a little down.
We'll keep track of this. If Carson Wentz isn't the quarterback for this team, I'm a little bit concerned for pretty much all the weapons there.
Jacob Eason season.
Nope.
Jacob season.
He played like one play, one interception. He kind of looks like Zach Wilson a little bit. So. Tua Tagovailoa avoided major injury. Apparently, we still need an update on this. I'm not sure if he's going to be playing next week or even the following week.
Ribs, I think, was the last I read.
Yeah, pain tolerance. It's all going to be a pain tolerance thing. But there's bruised ribs plus some other things that they wanted to check on, I believe. Matt Nagy said Dalton is the team starter when he is healthy. Dalton, we still need some update, but Nagy's just not giving up. And Justin Fields didn't look great.
Just rolling her eyes down.
There's nothing that's going to keep Nagy from dealing with Dalton as his starter every week. Like I don't get it.
It's crazy. It's
the quote
crazy.
The quote that
he
made
really
me more
knows
positive.
something we don't know.
Yeah,
for real. Sure. Or he even said, like, last time he talked about it, he was asked about it, that you saw what happened with Patrick Mahomes and Alex Smith, like, and the success they had having him sit behind him for a year. That's what we're trying to do here in Chicago. And when I read that, I was like, oh my God, this is going to be a lot longer than we want it to, isn't it? Like, whenever anybody thinks Fields needs to start, it's going to be another 8 weeks before we see him.
I remember Alex Smith being like pretty darn good when he was playing.
He was like winning constantly.
Andy Dalton isn't Alex Smith.
And Nagy is not Andy Reid.
No, but that's okay.
Deontay Johnson avoided a long-term injury. So that's good. Again, still need an update if he's going to be playing next week, but it is very good to hear because at the end of the game, it looked bad. He was on the ground, kind of didn't look so good. Laviska Shenault is expected to be able to play in week 3. Other good news, I don't know if I'm definitely not putting him in my lineup, but he will be out there, it looks like, or they expect him to be out there. And last but not least, Will Fuller is expected to be out there week 3 as well. He was out last week due to personal issues, missed week 1 due to suspension. So this will be our first time seeing Will Fuller in week 3, it looks like.
Are you guys comfortable starting Will Fuller in his first week back, putting him into your lineup?
Especially now with Tua with the bruised ribs. I mean, it's just he hasn't played football in a really long time. Then he got a quarterback that's injured. I don't feel really confident in playing him at all in my first week.
Yeah, completely agree with Kyra.
I'm gonna wait and see.
Rather not.
Yep. Would you start Waddle over Will Fuller next week?
Yeah, I would.
Yeah. Me too. I think so. That could switch quickly after 1 week. I want to see how he's used.
Yeah,
But
I mean,
it's
he's a deep threat, So if I don't know if my ribs hurt, I don't know that I'm going to be willing to just wail it over, But
Yeah,
that's me.
seriously.
I don't have the pain tolerance of an NFL quarterback. So
me neither. I stubbed my toe and I'm not stepping on that field probably. Anthony in here saying Robert, just trying to make you uncomfortable, Sully. Robert
J. Sullivan the fourth.
Are you related
Rob.
to Sully Sullivan from Monsters Inc.? Is that the family name? Same name?
James Sullivan.
And JL, we didn't even address this before the news. Your trophy's on fire.
It is. Yeah, I don't even technically own that trophy anymore because I lost it last year, but it's still here. Thank you, pandemic.
And NBA wants to know, can each of you name a different game that's your favorite from yesterday?
Ravens.
If I had to guess, we
Dibs.
all have the same favorite game from yesterday. The Ravens game. So I don't know if we can name 4 different games that we loved, but the Ravens game for sure was my favorite.
It sucks. I didn't get to see the end of it, but the Tennessee-Seattle game seemed awesome. I was watching that via Red Zone, but then we were doing our stream yesterday at the end when they went to overtime, and the Tennessee kind of came back and won that game. So that was probably top tier game along with the Ravens game.
Yep.
Yeah, you could pretty much just group all the 4:00 games together there.
Yeah.
Yep.
1:00 disappointed for sure. Other than like we said, the LA Rams and oh my God, the Colts.
Yep.
Yeah.
No,
Try to
for sure.
forget
It's a solid game too. It's a solid game too. The Rams kind of were blowing it a little bit there. But guys, I'm excited to get into Fantasy Fortune. How about you guys?
I am excited. Sully letting us know he does come from a long line of furry monsters, so he is checking that out for us. And Scott's a true story, Simon. I remember at the FF Expo, someone stepped on your toe and you kept trying to steal my boot from me. Yeah, every time Scott would turn around, I would try to take his walking boot off because I needed it more. But he was pretty selfish with it, pretty stingy, Scott Fish, with his walking boot. Wouldn't share with anyone. NBA saying King Henry to the moon. I know you were high on Derrick Henry all offseason, NBA. So this was exciting for you to see him absolutely take off this week. Cuddly Sully, is that his new nickname? I think that is his new nickname. We're calling him that. Guys, Josh, you mentioned it already. It's time to get into Fantasy Fortune. We are playing today. Do you want to explain the rules and tell us the order we are playing in?
Absolutely. So I do want to let you guys in on behind the scenes a little bit. We have been talking about maybe switching up some rules and moving some things around, just little subtle things, but we're not going to do that today. So look out for it in the future. I'm sure most people know Wheel of Fortune, the big game. You spin the big wheel. Today, we're not playing with a wheel. We're playing Fantasy Fortune. All right. It's just like Wheel of Fortune. We're still solving the puzzles and everything. We're just getting rid of the wheel. And instead, we're asking fantasy or football related questions. They will be 50-50 questions, and you're expected to answer the questions quickly. If you get the question right, you get to guess a letter for the puzzle. You'll be rewarded $500 for each consonant and $100 if you want to buy a vowel. Just let us know if you want to buy a vowel. If you guess anything wrong, we move on to the next contestant. If it's your turn and you think you can solve the puzzle, go ahead and guess. You got to say exactly what's up there, though. Whoever collects the most money over the course of the game will be our winner today. Let's go.
Let's do it.
I'm excited. So I randomly determined the order going into this game. And JL, you're first.
Woo!
Kira, you're second.
Nice.
And Simon, you're third. Let's go. You guys
Simon,
ready?
Simon, is that your favorite deer shirt?
Yeah, this is my favorite. Well, it's a large deer. Remember?
It's a large deer.
Yeah, it's a large deer.
Great deer shirt.
They mock me endlessly because I said this was my favorite deer shirt, but it's a moose. So now this is my large deer shirt.
We're like, do you think that's what deer look like?
And yet again, I say it every time. My girlfriend hates this shirt with every fiber of her being. Couldn't believe that I purchased it, but I just love it so much. It's a giant deer.
Do you like deers or something, Simon? Like, do you like actually like the animal? Like,
No, honestly, they scare me a little bit. I try to stay far away from any of those large animals with hooves, like horses, donkeys, deer, moose. Like they're terrifying up close. They're much bigger than you think, and I don't trust them.
Especially the large deer one.
Especially the larger the deer, the bigger it is in person. They are so big. I'll admire them from afar. Not a big fan. Anthony said somebody get Debbie from wardrobe in here. Yeah,
Debbie.
We need to update our wardrobe. Okay,
I wore my Angry Run shirt because Najee Harris had like a ridiculous grown man like stiff arm.
Oh my god!
And it pumped me up, so I figured that I would roll with it today.
I love it.
That man flew that he stiff armed, like fully airborne.
It's very Derrick Henry-esque. I loved it.
It was. And Scott said, I don't trust that JL character. And he's saying, remind them to get out of the chat. So Kyra and Jean-Luc, I'll say it now. Whenever we're playing the puzzles, we have to go into the private chat instead of the comments because our viewers are going to be guessing along, and they are usually better at this game than we are. They can figure out the puzzles before us.
They definitely are.
I won't cheat today, guys. I won't cheat.
All right, guys. You ready to get in there? Get out of the chat, people. Get out of the chat. But I am going to load up the first puzzle. We are starting with JL. And I usually like to start it out pretty simple. It's an NFL player. It's just an NFL player. It's someone in the NFL. It's an offensive player. I'll give it away. JL, you ready for your first question?
I have something that fits.
Oh, no. Oh, no.
No, you don't.
All right. It's all these questions are going to be PPR related if they are, actually fantasy related. So keep that in mind. Who had a better week 2 finish in a PPR league? Terry McLaurin or Mike Williams? McLaurin is the correct answer. He was the third highest scoring wide receiver with 27.7 points to Mike Williams' 22.1. What letter would you like, JL?
I'll take an S.
You're going to take an S. There is one SJL, which will give you $500, which is a good start. You got your question right. JL, we can move on to the next question, or you could buy a vowel, or you could solve it. No, you
I'll
get $1,000 if you are able to solve.
Man, my name still fits with that S in there.
May I buy an I?
You may buy an I. There is one I.
Nope.
That will cost you $100.
I'm wrong.
Oh, God.
I guess I'll take another question.
All right, JL. Who had the higher finish in a PPR league in week 2? Who had the higher finish in a PPR league in week 2? Was it James White or was it Dalvin Cook?
Cook.
I'm sorry, James White was the correct answer. He was the 6th highest scoring fantasy running back last week with 19.6 fantasy points in a PPR league. Sorry, JL. We are moving on to Kyra, though. Kyra, are you ready? Do you think you... by the way, you can solve the puzzle right now if you want to go ahead.
No,
not yet?
I was going to be super ballsy and guess something, but it's just gone out the
there.
window. These aren't the letters. Nope. Just move on. Forget it.
Fair enough. Fair enough. All right. Through 2 weeks, who has more receptions? Through 2 weeks, who has more receptions? Is it Michael Pittman Jr. or is it Mike Williams?
I would guess Mike Williams.
Mike Williams is absolutely correct. Great job, Kyra. What letter would you like?
Give me. I'll take a N.
An N. There are 2 N's, Kyra. There are 2 N's, which will give you $1,000, and the puzzle is forming a little bit, wouldn't you say?
Yeah. This is probably so easy, and
I can't see it.
It doesn't seem like any of the contestants really have an idea yet.
Oh my God, someone's probably in the comments just screaming it 100 times. But
to be honest with you, like usually that is the case, but it is not the case, guys. It is not the case. So, Kyra,
right. Then I guess I got or what's going on now?
You can buy a vowel. It will cost $100 per vowel, but if you guess the vowel incorrectly, we will move on to Simon.
Oh, shit. Okay, I'll buy a vowel.
Okay, what vowel would you like?
We're gonna go with O.
O. There are 2 O's, Kyra. There are 2
Oh
O's.
my God.
You will lose $200, but hey, is this helping at all? You can still buy a vowel, or we can move on to another question, or you can.
This is one of those moments where I'm just totally put on the spot, and I'm not realizing who I'm.
This is the worst moment.
When you're on the spot. Yes, it's horrible when you're on the spot. Another question or buy a vowel?
Just hit me with another question.
All right.
Because I'm not going to do it. It's going to take me too long, I think. We don't got that kind of time.
Who scored more fantasy points in week 2 in a PPR league? Who scored more fantasy points in week 2 in a PPR league? Was it Najee Harris or was it Damian Harris?
Damian Harris.
I am sorry. It was actually Najee Harris in a PPR league. Najee Harris had 19.1 fantasy points, while Damian Harris had 13.4. Simon, we're moving to you, and you did make a little bit of a noise.
As the Najee truther, too. Look at me.
I would have said Damian Harris as well.
Damian Harris had a much better rushing game, while Najee Harris got a lot of receptions, which helped him in a PPR league.
Yeah.
Simon, I would
like to solve the puzzle.
All right, go ahead.
Brandon Cooks.
That is absolutely correct, Simon. Great job. Hey, if it makes you feel any better, like I'm looking at the chat right now, and Craig was the first one to get it, and he just got it after those O's, and it was only a minute ago, and no one else came in and said Brandon Cooks. So great job, Craig, and good job, Simon. You actually are going to bank $1,000 without getting any letters.
You're welcome.
I'll take it. Thank you for those O's. I would have never gotten there without the O's. I thought it was Devontae Adams, and that.
Hey, what about the I and the S?
I was going to guess Derrick Henry right off the jump.
There were people that came in saying Derrick Henry. Some people said Devontae Smith, Rondale Moore. So there were a lot of guesses that seemed that people thought might fit in there. But
that's crazy.
It was Brandon Cooks. And Kyra, I want to come to you actually. Brandon Cooks has had a fantastic first 2 weeks. Lighting it up this week. I actually got a touchdown this week, even without Tyrod Taylor, with David Mills. Do you think he's going to continue this throughout the season? I know there's some concerns with Tyrod Taylor, but even with David Mills, can he?
I mean, obviously I am a little bit concerned if it's going to be Davis Mills in there. We just have no idea what we're getting with him. He's not a very high draft capital quarterback. If Tyrod Taylor could get back out there, I feel really good about Brandon Cooks. I mean, he's basically the focal point of that whole entire offense, other than their big plethora of running backs. So I'm totally cool having Brandon Cooks in my flex. He was a huge value this year.
I personally think he can be even successful with Davis Mills. Davis Mills actually threw like half his targets to Brandon Cooks. I don't know if that's exactly right. I think he had like 9 targets with Davis Mills. So Simon, you said yup. Do you agree here? You think Brandon Cooks is going to be good?
100%. I mean, are there going to be down weeks? Yeah, because I think the Texans offense is going to have down weeks. But Brandon Cooks is the focal point of that offense, like Kyra said. The only other passing option they really have is Nico Collins as a rookie, and I haven't been super impressed from what I've seen from him so far. The ball is going to keep on just getting funneled to Brandon Cooks, so you're going to be able to start him week in, week out.
I think Nico Collins got hurt too this past week.
Yeah,
that sucks for their offense. Anything else to add, JL?
Nope.
Just agree with everyone else.
I'm just here. I add no value other than me.
You're adding letters, but you can't get the puzzle.
Exactly.
All right, guys. Well, I am ready for the next puzzle. Are you guys ready?
We got some questions in the chat. Let's get to before we move on. Rendon said, "Hey, what's up, boys? I just want to say I'm absolutely killing it this year from all your advice. Glad to hear it, Rendon. And he wants some more from us. One of these days, we're going to screw it up, Rendon. You're going to come in like, I got absolutely killed because of all your advice, but maybe not today." So my question for today is, my bench are Javonte Williams, Melvin Gordon, Tyler Boyd, Jerry Jeudy, Chase Edmonds, Tua, and Will Fuller. Marvin Jones. Jeudy is in IR spot. Should I be dropping anyone for Rondale Moore? He's basically asking, do I drop any one of these players listed for Rondale Moore?
I don't know if anyone. Sorry, go ahead.
Kyra. No,
I was just going to say, like, I'm totally cool with dropping Will Fuller right now and grabbing Rondale Moore.
And if this is a one quarterback league, I'm fine with dropping Tua as well. Drop Tua, send him to the waiver wire. Unless this is a 2 quarterback league, I see no reason for you to keep what I view as like a low upside quarterback like Tua on your bench, especially with him being injured right now. I would drop him or Will Fuller. Kyra, you're 100% right. If this is a 2 quarterback league, go Will Fuller. John Luke?
Yep, I got no informational value to add here. I'm just here. I actually completely agree.
JL pleading the fifth every time he's had.
I do fully agree with you guys. I just have nothing to add.
Give good advice.
Yeah.
And Sully, and you're saying, while you're struggling with the puzzle, slam the like button. That's a good reminder. If on the next puzzle you're struggling again and you still haven't hit it then. And then whenever you figure it out, don't hit it again because that'll unlike it. But just leave it alone after that. I'm heading back to
and said it is a 2 quarterback league, so that changes things.
Oh, it is.
Will Fuller. Kyra's got it right now.
Yep.
I wasn't sure. I assume I'm in so many dynasty superflex leagues that I just assume you're in a 2 quarterback league.
Yeah.
Craig said, "Is JL taking the show off here so he doesn't get fined?" Yeah, 100%.
Exactly is what's happening.
And then one more question before we go. Are you guys starting Pittman or JT without Wentz starting? Eason looked awful. We mentioned this
JL.
earlier at the beginning of the show, but JL.
I want JL to answer it. He can't say I agree with everyone else.
I completely agree with everyone here, these smart analysts here. I would start JT no matter what. Pittman, I'm gonna hesitate on. I'm gonna wait. I'm gonna wait and see.
I completely agree with you, JL. I have nothing to add. Actually, though.
You son of a.
Okay, guys, are you guys ready for our next puzzle? I'm gonna leave and go to the private chat.
Yeah.
Go to the private chat, guys. And I will say, I hope you guys are okay with this. There is a slightly different kind of puzzle I have prepared for you here. Whoever's putting that up, get the hell out of the chat.
It's not me.
All right.
Not me.
All right. Here it comes. This is a slightly new puzzle. And just bear with me for a second. You might need a quick explanation. Get out of here. This is a three players on the same team. They're three last names, okay? As you can see, there's three words. Think of a crossword.
Is one
puzzle.
of their last names one letter?
Oh, it's like a crossword. No, one
It's
of
like
them
a
is
crossword
one of
puzzle.
them is vertical.
Oh.
Yeah. So there's three last names here. It's like a crossword puzzle, and all three of these players are on the same team. Simon got the. If you've seen a crossword puzzle, which I'm sure you have, JL, you might be able to figure this out.
I'm going to give you a tip, JL. Don't overthink it. Just look at them all individually, three different last names.
Thank you, you two idiots. I know what a crossword is.
So, JL, a crossword
what I was going to
is generally
ask
like, there's
before
gonna be
I was
clues,
interrupted
but
was
then
which order do you want us to say the names in, since you're such
You just
a
gotta
stickler
say
about
all
the order?
three.
Okay,
I
it
never
doesn't
said I
matter.
was a stickler about the order.
Yes, you're like, say the puzzle exactly how it's
Exactly how it's written. Exactly. That's what I
Okay,
have to do.
so that's what I'm
JL,
wondering.
You are up first. Are you ready for your first question?
It's a very valid question.
You're
sure.
about to get a tough question, just so you know. Like,
Do it already. Taking forever, you freaking slow host.
All right. Through the first 2 weeks of the
this is about to be so hard.
Season, yeah, through the first 2 weeks of the season, who has more PPR fantasy points? Rob Gronkowski or Travis Kelce?
God, I hate you.
Yeah,
Gronk.
I know. No, it's wrong. Travis
Damn
Kelce.
it.
He has less than one more point over the course of the first
Collusion.
2 weeks. I know. I screwed you so hard there. I don't care. Kira, we're coming to you.
Yep.
You're going to get a normal question here.
Cool. We'll see.
I like how he's
All
just
right.
got like a little repository of really tough questions for when JL's misbehaving.
No. I thought about asking that one earlier. I was like, oh,
No.
that's mean. That's mean. I'm not asking that one. But let's go. All right, Kira, who scored more points in the NFL week 2? Who scored more points? It's a team. It's going to be 2 teams.
Okay.
Was it the Patriots or was it the Panthers?
Oh, jeez. I'm gonna go with the Panthers.
Thank you for getting that correct, because it was a close one as well.
I know,
lied
they were
to you. I
both
said it was going to be
very low scoring.
The Panthers scored 26 points while the Patriots scored 25, and I made that super tough on you. I felt bad after what I just did to JL there. Kira, what letter would you like?
I'll go with N again.
You're going to go with an N.
I think I picked that last
I am
time.
sorry, Kira. There is no N in the puzzle. We are
Seriously, that whole plethora, like
I know. No N's in these guys' last names. Simon, we're coming to you. Are you ready
Yes.
for your question? You're over there like counting the letters and trying
And
to figure it out.
Absolutely nothing. Not a single thing to go off of.
Classic.
All right. In the first week of the NFL season, who scored more points? What
In the
NFL
first
team
week?
scored more
One
points?
week?
No,
Week
I'm
one?
sorry. In the second week, last week.
Okay.
Last week, who scored more points? What NFL team? Was it the Cardinals or was it the Chiefs?
Okay, so I'm
Oh
trying to
wait, I
remember
might.
how many exactly the Cardinals scored.
Oh,
Cardinals.
last night, really.
I am sorry. I made this a round of tough ones. It was within 1 point, but the
Yeah.
Chiefs actually scored more fantasy,
I-
more points. They
I
scored
couldn't
35.
remember where in that range the Cardinals were. I knew it was going to be right
Can I take
there,
a shot? It's my turn, right?
It's your turn. Go ahead, take a
All
shot.
right, I'm gonna take a shot.
Yes.
Hopkins, Kirk, Moore.
That is incorrect. But
Damn it.
that
Oh,
that
what
is
a good
beautiful.
guess, though.
I know. I
Wow.
love it. I love it, JL.
Wait, that wouldn't have worked because the R is in the wrong place for more.
I didn't think about the crossword aspect of it. I just
There you
thought that
go.
it fit. So
All right, Kira, we're coming to you.
All
JL
right.
incorrectly guessed this. Are you ready for your question?
Sure. Let's hear it.
All right. Who had more fantasy points last week in a PPR league? Who had more fantasy points last week in a PPR league? Was it Cortland Sutton or was it Brandon Cooks?
Cortland Sutton.
Cortland Sutton is the correct answer. He scored 24.9 fantasy points and was the 4th highest scoring wide receiver in a PPR league. Great job. What letter would you like?
Oh, let's try this again. Of all those letters, I'll go with a T.
She's going with a T. I'm sorry, Kyra. There's no
God.
T. There is no T. I swear these are real names.
What kind of weird
These are real
names do you have?
Simon.
Those are like
come
two of the most common consonants. Let's see if I can get a question right.
We'll see if he can get a question right. Simon, who had more fantasy points week 1? Was it Keenan Allen or was it Michael Pittman?
Week 1 or last week?
Last week. I'm sorry.
Okay.
I'm sorry.
Sorry. Just want to.
This
That would have
last
made
week.
it too easy.
Michael Pittman.
Michael Pittman is the correct answer. He had 20.3 fantasy points to Keenan Allen's 14.8. What letter would you like, Simon?
P.
He's going with a P. And there's no P. There's no P, guys.
God.
There's no P.
Oh,
JL, we're
me.
coming right back around the horn. Do you have another wild guess to throw out there?
No, I do not.
He's got no more wild guesses remaining.
Jail, try saying
Are
them in
they
a
all
different
on
order. Maybe you just said it in the wrong order.
Are they
That
all
might
on
be
the
it.
same team? Was
They're
that
Yeah,
all
same team.
players
their
on the
same team?
team.
Okay.
Yep. And it's all 3 of their last names. JL,
P eliminates
in a
one
PPR
of my
league,
guesses.
last week, week two, who had more fantasy points? Was it Austin Eckler? Was it Austin Eckler or Nick Chubb?
Eckler.
Eckler is the correct answer. He's the 4th highest scoring fantasy back
Woo!
with 22.5 fantasy points in a PPR league. JL, what letter would you like?
Give me an S.
Let's get a letter up there. An S?
Yeah.
There's one S.
Oh, nice. You
I
did
did it,
it,
guys.
Jamel.
I
You
did
did it.
There's one S. So JL, you can buy a
Alright.
vowel.
I'll buy Val.
All right.
An A.
There's one A, JL.
I hate this.
You can buy another vowel, or we can go on to another question.
I'll buy another Val.
All right. What vowel would you like?
Give me an E.
An E. There are 3
Oh.
E's, JL, which is going to put you down to $100 total. But it's building. It's completing the board here a little bit. JL, would you like another question?
I guess I'll take another question.
All right, JL. Who had the better fantasy finish in week 2? Who had the better fantasy finish in a PPR league in week 2? Was it DJ Moore or was it Cordero Patterson?
Patterson.
Patterson is the correct answer. He was the 7th highest scoring fantasy wide receiver, if we're going to put him in the wide receiver category, with 23.9 points. JL, what letter would you like?
Take an R.
An R. I am sorry, JL. There's no R. This is the guessing of the letters is just not going well this round. Kyra, we're coming to you. Are you ready for your question?
Yes, I am. I don't know if I'm ready for the letter, but I'm ready for the
I got 2 of them.
All right. In week 2, who had the higher finish in a PPR league? Was it Ezekiel Elliott or was it Chris Carson?
Zeke.
Zeke is the correct answer.
All right.
Great job, Kyra. What letter would you like?
I'm afraid. I'm gonna pick L.
An L. There are 2 L's, Kyra. There are 2 L's.
I need to see him in there. Okay,
Which is going
so
to give you $1,000. You can
Right.
buy a vowel. You can solve a puzzle. Or we can move on to another question.
let me just look here for 1 second. Just give me one more question. I'm probably going to set this up for Simon real nice.
Yeah. Simon looks really excited down there. So
I know.
All
I
right.
know.
In a PPR league, who had more fantasy points last week, week 2? Was it Myles Gaskin or was it Mike Davis?
Oh, geez. Davis?
Davis is the correct answer. He was 13.3 fantasy points to Myles Gaskin's 8.6. Kyra, what letter would you like?
I'm going to go with an M.
You're going to go with an M. There are 2 M's, Kyra.
Oh,
There are 2
that
M's.
opened it up.
Okay.
All right. You can still buy a vowel, or you can solve the puzzle.
Okay.
Or we can go into another
Okay,
question.
so why can I not think of like I know who the
Three
top one is.
last names.
I'm trying to think of who's going across. I feel like I know everybody else with the across name. All right, I'll take one more question to help me out. Everyone's probably freaking the hell out.
Take one more question. No, I like it. I like it. Take
just
one more question.
Just hit me with it.
Who had a higher fantasy finish in week 2? Was it David Montgomery or Zach Moss?
Zach Moss.
Zach Moss is correct. You're on a roll, Kyra. What letter would you like?
Okay, I'll do H.
You're gonna take an H.
It's probably the only H.
It's only one H.
You can buy a vowel. Don't forget.
Oh yeah. I'll buy an O.
You're gonna buy an O.
Oh my god! Just pretty much solved the only one that I knew. So is it? Why can't I? Well,
you can also buy another vowel if you want.
I'll take an I. Oh.
You're gonna buy an I.
Oh my god, dude! Mahomes, Hill, and Kelsey.
Yeah, I could until you said it. I could not figure out Kelsey either. I don't know why my brain is blocking it out.
It was Kelsey that just wasn't hitting me. I thought it was like
Kelsey's
some
name is
player on the
weird.
team that like I just wasn't thinking of.
Kelsey's last name is a little weird, right, guys?
It threw me off bad.
It's got the K and the C. I think there should be a Y in there almost. I get it.
I know how to spell it. You know, it's just god.
When you're on the spot, your brain just stops working.
I have Jason Kelsey over from my Eagles. You know what I mean? I'm always thinking with Kelsey's. I just can't be. I'm not good on the fly. Okay.
Well, you were good at answering these questions. I'll tell you that much. You were on a roll there.
That's the statistics.
And that was her whole plan all along. Obviously, she knew what she was doing. It's just like I just want to keep earning more money from these questions and letters, right?
Yeah, so I went into this with a strategy. So, as I was told not to prepare for the show,
I was really excited about this puzzle just because it looked really cool, but I don't think there's much we have to really talk about in terms of Mahomes, Hill, and Kelsey. Start them all. They're probably going to be top 3 at their position at the end of the year as well, each one of them. I think we can all confidently say that. We do have a question coming in here. Is Connor or Ronald Jones worth a number 2 priority on 18 PPR? Yeah. Start 3 running backs, 3 wide receivers. Is Connor or Ronald Jones worth a number 2 waiver priority in an 18 league? In an 18 league, maybe not. In an 18 league, I don't know if you're gonna need to start these guys. I bet they're not gonna be starters right away for you, right? I would assume, Kyle, in an 18 league. I don't think so. I don't think it's worth it. I think you might be able to even get them after waivers run.
Yep. I'm holding on to that waiver priority. I hate waiver priority like that, but you got to play the game the way the rules are written. And if that's how you're doing it, I'm holding on to that number 2 priority, not burning it on one of those 2 guys.
Yeah. Anyone have anything different to add there?
No, I totally agree. I'd rather keep that number 2 priority. Maybe the number 1 priority will go and grab somebody and you'll bump up and you'll be, I feel like you'll be disappointed in either of those choices if you waste your priority on them.
Yeah.
Right now, they both look like the second running backs on their respective teams. In my opinion, so
they look like they're going to get enough work to be annoying, but not enough to be helpful.
No,
I think that's a perfect way to sum up. Well, guys, we took a little while on that puzzle. I do want to get to another one here. Are we ready to get going?
Oh yeah.
I'm
excited to get on the board today, guys.
Kyra just owned it with the questions in that second round and have banked the most money. She is in first place right now. Simon's second. JL, it's anyone's game, and Simon's up first. We have NFL teammates here, guys. We have NFL teammates, everyone's favorite category. Simon, we're starting with you. Are you ready?
Yes. Yeah, I'm ready.
Are you sure? You seemed a little skeptical.
I thought maybe I could have solved, but I've got one name that fits, but the other one doesn't. So I'm going to take a question.
All right.
So each of these lines is a last name.
Sorry, no, it's 2 different players. First and last name. The end connects to 2 players.
Simon, I wonder if we had the same one. I kind of want to write it down and see if we do.
Probably. When I see a name that long, there's one name that immediately pops in my head every time, and it just happens to fit.
And I will ask you guys to get out of the chat.
I'm out.
All right. Through 2 weeks, Simon, through the first 2 weeks of the NFL season, both of them combined, who has more receiving yards? Who has more receiving yards? Is it Mike Williams or is it Tyler Lockett?
Tyler Lockett.
Tyler Lockett is the correct answer with 278 receiving yards. He actually is second in the NFL right now in terms of receiving yards. What letter would you like, Simon?
R.
He's going with an R. R. Only one R.
Okay.
Big old puzzle. Only one R.
That is not. I thought there was an R in that name, but someplace else.
So, Simon, you can buy a vowel,
same.
or we can move on to the next question.
I'll have another question. I need to
Alright.
get a little more up there before I start giving vowels for free to these guys.
Through the first 2 weeks of the NFL season, who has more receptions? Is it Marvin Jones or is it Sterling Shepard?
Sterling Shepard.
Sterling Shepard's the correct answer. Sterling Shepard is tied for number 1 overall in terms of receptions so far this season. What letter would you like, Simon?
M.
An M as in mom?
Yes.
There's one M.
Oh gosh.
There's one M, Simon. Simon, you can buy a vowel, or we can move on to another question.
I'll take another question.
He is taking another question. Through the first 2 weeks of the NFL season, who has more rushing yards? Through the first 2 weeks, who has more rushing yards? Is it Chris Carson or Alvin Kamara?
Chris Carson.
Chris Carson is the correct answer with 122 rushing yards. Alvin Kamara is 88. What letter would you like, Simon?
T.
He's going with the T. There are 2 T's. There are 2
Okay,
T's,
I figured
Simon.
I know the last name, but I can't figure out what first name goes with it. I'll buy a vowel at this point. I got some money built up. I'll take an A.
He's taking an A. There are 4 A's.
Oh, I know it. D.
How can I not think of what that? I'll buy another vowel.
Because
Give
you're
me
on
an
the spot.
E.
He's buying an E. There are 2 E's, Simon.
Oh, I'd like to solve the puzzle.
Go ahead.
Alexander Madison and Dalvin Cook.
That is absolutely correct, Simon. Great job.
Nice.
Bravo. Great job. Typically, that doesn't happen all too often. The first person going solves the puzzle themselves. And what I wanted to do with this puzzle is, Kyra, Dalvin Cook, I know we kind of mentioned it when we were talking about the injuries and the news going into this, but Dalvin Cook, he might not be playing. Are you excited to pick up Alexander Madison in a normal redraft league?
I'm going to pick him up because, I mean, how can you not? He just gets such incredible opportunity on that offense. But I remember this same story last year where we picked up Alexander Madison and everyone was like, oh man, this is a sure freaking bet. Like, we were playing him in DFS. We were pumped about Alexander Madison, and he just fell completely flat on his face and didn't really offer us much. He was nothing like Dalvin Cook. So I'm tempering expectation, but I'm still absolutely putting out a waiver to grab Alexander Madison if Dalvin Cook is out.
Yeah. Do you agree, JL?
Completely.
Yeah.
I mean, they are backups for a reason. Everyone thinks like, oh, I'm just going to get the backup. I'm going to get the same level of production. But, I mean, it's not really always the case.
No.
I think the Steelers spoiled us with that for a couple years here and then. But it's not
And then we saw Mike Davis have that kind of success last year, but it wasn't off the back of being a good running back. He wasn't efficient. It was just pure volume. So it's not going to happen in every case. Not all teams will give that kind of volume to a backup running back.
Yeah, I was literally about to say D'Angelo Williams.
Shout out.
Really spoiled us.
He sure did.
Oh, those 4 games. Oh,
So good. He was so
I mean,
good.
and then I guess technically James Conner once Bell decided he didn't want to play.
yeah.
Yeah, no doubt. I'm definitely
Shout out
picking up
Chase.
Alexander Madison, but I'm not getting my hopes up. Probably. I mean, if Dalvin Cook's not playing, I'm willing to start him though. I'm willing to start him.
Pengs, you know what? I got you.
Oh, you have one.
Probably had.
He just has
And-
one there.
And I will mention that Dan Turner came in with Alexander Madison and Dalvin Cook. He is a champion.
Right off
Oh.
the gate.
Champion.
It really matches the
It
shirt.
wasn't
much
right off
better
the
than
gate,
Browns
but
had.
it was faster than Simon was able to get it.
Howdy,
All right.
partner.
Your wish
Simon looks
is
great.
my command.
Nice.
With the glasses. like a themed Harry Potter cosplay going on.
Yeah, it's homecoming
Harry
week.
Potter on Halloween.
It's homecoming week at Hogwarts, and today's Western Day.
All right, guys. So Great job, Simon, figuring out that puzzle. We are moving on to our next one. And JL, you're up first.
Skyvish has a great point. Cook still played the final 2 drives after injuring his ankle.
Yeah. I think he was like limping around after the game or something, I believe. Shit. Right?
Why am I out?
I think so.
Okay. Fair enough.
It said battery exhausted and then your picture disappeared.
Yeah, why is can you hear me?
Yeah, we can hear you.
Yeah, we can hear you.
Why is the picture gone?
Well, as long as we can hear you,
What's going on here?
No, it's really all good. It's really all
Joey
good.
in here saying, "Good Monday, FYF crew." What up, Joey?
Even better now. Glad you're in here, Joey.
Glad you're here, Joey. Anthony said Tyreek saved me. Tyreek also saved me. I was playing Denny Carter in one of my leagues, and I won by like less than a point thanks to Tyreek Hill and Mark Andrews.
I'm wondering if he said that during the Tyreek Hill puzzle. I'm just wondering the context he's trying to like bring that up in. When I first read it, I was like, oh, I guess that helped him solve the puzzle, or no? But you're probably right.
Maybe
Tyreek Hill is saving people in fantasy too, right?
Well, this is the opposite. I was playing against him, and he only had like 4 points last night. So he saved me by not going ham.
Guys, I need TJ Hawkinson to save me tonight. I need TJ Hawkinson to outscore Jamal Williams by 3 points in order to win in Scott Fishbowl. You think I got it?
Yes.
Yeah.
Okay.
All right. I don't know that my camera's gonna turn back on. This happened to me last week. I don't know what's going on with it.
You're all good. You're all good.
I'm sorry. As long as you guys could hear me.
And you can see the puzzle board,
I'm like
right?
your imaginary friend. Yeah.
All right, we're good to go then. We're good to go.
Sorry.
All right, I am loading up the next puzzle, and JL, you're up first. All right.
Oh, fantastic.
All right, I'm going to ask you guys to get out of the chat, please.
I was right. Suck it, Josh.
Oh, okay, gotcha.
Got it.
All right, so this
you,
is this. Love you too, JL. This is a week 2 highlight. Simon had one of these last week. It was a week 1 highlight, so this is just some kind of headline from week 2. Something that happened in week 2. All right. How about that?
Yeah.
JL, we're starting with you. Are you ready for your first question?
Yes. Look at Simon's thinking face, though.
His thinking face is serious right now. He is not messing around. All right, JL. Who had more PPR fantasy points in week 2? Who had more PPR fantasy points in week 2? Was it Deontay Johnson or was it CeeDee Lamb?
Deontay Lamb. It had to be Deontay Johnson.
It was Deontay Johnson, JL, with 21.2 fantasy points. He is the correct answer. What letter would you like, JL?
I'll take an S.
He's taking an S. And there are 3 S's,
Mamma
JL.
mia.
Yes, sir. You are building up some money. Let's see if you can end up banking it.
Cooking. All right. I'll buy a vowel.
All right. Well,
I'll take an E.
He's taking an E. There are 2 E's. You're going to lose $200 there, but hey, you can buy another vowel though, JL, or we can move on to the notorious next question.
Oh, the next one's always the worst.
Yeah, it's notorious. You better watch out.
I'll buy an A.
You're going to buy an A. I'm sorry, JL.
Oh.
Shoot!
There are no A's in this puzzle.
Kyra. All right, I'm here. I know the ghost.
Kyra, the ghost, is here. We can hear her. That is all that matters. Kyra, are you ready for your question?
Yes, I am.
All right. Through the first 2 weeks of the NFL season, both weeks combined, who has more passing yards? Is it Kyler Murray or is it Matthew Stafford?
I would guess Matthew Stafford. I feel like this is a trick question, so I'm going Matthew Stafford.
I am sorry. Kyler Murray is the correct
the
answer.
Double trick reverse.
The double trick reversal.
I feel like he's just thrown so much. I don't know.
No, he really does feel like he's thrown so much. Matthew Stafford has 599 passing yards, while Kyler Murray has 689. So, yeah, it's not too far off than 100 yards, but there is some separation there. But Matthew Stafford has some sexy-looking stats with averaging over 10 yards per pass, 5 touchdowns, 1 interception. So he's looking good.
Nice.
He actually, I think he has one of the higher passing ratings in the league right now. But Simon, we're coming to you. Are you ready for your question?
I am.
Through the first 2 weeks of the NFL season, very similar to the last one, who has more passing yards through the first 2 weeks of the NFL season? Is it Justin Herbert or is it Kirk Cousins?
Kirk Cousins.
I'm sorry, Justin Herbert is the correct answer with 675 passing yards. He is number 4 in the NFL currently. JL, we are moving to you. Are you ready for your next question?
So ready to get this one wrong. Lay it on me, Josh.
Oh, you're ready to get it wrong. That's perfect.
Oh, yeah.
That's perfect. That's exactly what we wanted. Through the first 2 weeks of the NFL season, who has more receiving yards through the first 2 weeks of the NFL season? Is it George Kittle or is it Rob Gronkowski? Gronkowski is the correct answer. Great job, JL. And what letter would you like? Yeah, but he doesn't have a ton of receiving yards.
That's true.
The touchdowns is
Just
where he's
those big
making a fantasy living. But he still is definitely beating George Kittle in receiving yards.
I'll take an R.
You're gonna take an R. There are 2 R's, JL. You are building up some money. You do have $2,300 currently locked up. Well, not locked up. You have earned it this round. Would you like to buy another vowel or would you like another question?
I'll take another. You know what? I'll take a vowel. Shoot. I don't know which one I want. I'll take an O.
You're taking an O. There are 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 O's. Which puts you at $1,700. You can still buy another vowel. It will let us know when there are no vowels left, or we can move on to another question.
Oh gosh, I feel like I know this.
Click clock.
I'll take another vowel.
What vowel would you like?
I'll take a U.
And U. There are 2 U's. Put you at 1,500. JL. There are no more vowels. So we either have to solve the puzzle here or we have to move on to the next question.
No, there's an I, right?
There are no I's. If
I
you see
get
it right
it.
here in the middle, it says no more vowels.
Oh, I see it. Sorry.
So it's fine. It just does let us know when there's no more vowels to buy. But JL, I'm going to move on to the next question.
That's fine.
All right. In week 2, what team scored more points? Was it the Bears or was it the Rams?
Rams.
Rams are the correct answer. They scored 27 points and the Bears scored 20. Great job, JL. What letter would you like?
I'll take a T.
Taking a T. There are 2 T's.
I don't know what this first 2 words are.
You
He
ding-a-ling.
is having trouble with the first 2 words. Simon calls him a ding-a-ling to make fun of him. And JL, we are going to need an answer or I'm going to move on to the next question.
I'll take another question.
All right. Who had more fantasy points in week 2? Who had more fantasy points in a PPR league in week 2? Was it Devin Singletary or was it Marquise Hollywood Brown?
Ooh.
Devin Singletary.
Cross-positional. I am sorry. It was Marquise Hollywood Brown. I feel bad about this
Tough
one.
one. That was a hard one, Josh.
Marquise Hollywood Brown had 23.3, while Devin Singletary did have 17.6. So, Kyra, we're moving to you. You can solve it.
Finish it, Kyra.
I'm gonna solve this.
Go ahead, Kyra.
It's Cooper Kupp scores 2 touchdowns.
That makes
Nice.
sense.
Absolutely
That makes
the
a whole
correct
lot of
answer.
sense.
Yeah.
That is going to lock, man, JL, if you could have gotten that right there, you would have been
You
in the
might have
lead by 100. It would have been 2,300 to 2,400 to 2,500, our closest fantasy 14 game
If
ever.
I had guessed C, which is what I wanted to
Yeah,
guess
it would've-
instead
it
of
would've
P,
helped
it
a
would have
lot.
definitely
It
unlocked
would have
it.
done it for you. It would have
Oh,
done
well.
it for you, man. Such a close game. So, guys, Cooper Kupp. Is it Cooper Kupp season? Is Cooper Kupp the wide receiver 1 in fantasy going
No.
forward?
Yes, no.
Let's temper expectations, right?
Somewhere in between. But Matthew Stafford does seem to love Cooper Kupp. I think a large portion of the fantasy community, me included, were wrong, thinking that Woods would be the number 1 target, or at least the 1B to the 1A there. It's Cooper Kupp's receiving core, and Woods is the number 2.
How about this, Kyra? Is Cooper Kupp a wide receiver 1 the rest of the season?
I'm gonna have to say, yeah. I think that Matthew Stafford has a tendency to lock on his 1 wide receiver, and I think he's found that in Cooper Kupp. I could definitely see him continuing. I mean, these first 2 weeks. I know sometimes that they could switch things up for people and it doesn't always continue through fantasy success, but he's been looking really good. He's getting a ton of targets. I feel good having Cooper Kupp on my team at a value this year.
Absolutely. JL, is Cooper Kupp a wide receiver 1 the rest of the season?
I completely agree with these folks.
Tomorrow, Jail's going to come in contrarian, and the only thing he's going to say is, I completely disagree with
I disagree with everything they've all said.
Completely disagree. So guys, we only have a couple more minutes here. I don't know if you wanted to squeeze in one more, or do we not? You don't think we have enough time?
I don't think we do.
I don't think we have
We'll
enough
give
time.
Kira the win here. The
Yeah,
W.
Hey, Kira's the winner!
Kira has earned her
I can't
win.
even see the excitement
Let's
on my
go,
face
let's
right now.
We believe it's there.
Yeah. My smile takes up the whole screen there.
It's just
It's
like a gesture,
incredible.
Kat.
Yeah.
2 fantasy fortune champion. Let's go.
Hell yes.
Let's go. Let's go. You killed it, Kira. JL almost had it, but he couldn't.
You have
quite
exactly
get it.
one more win than I do, Kira,
Sweet.
at this game.
I'm coming back for more.
Yes.
You could have had it there, JL. You could have had it.
I could have, but it wouldn't have been a JL spectacular without it.
Jail,
Without
you're still
totally
looking for
bungling up
your-
at the end.
You're still looking for your first fortune win, right?
Yeah.
One of these days it's going to happen. Pengs
Probably
Pigs, and we're
not.
celebrating with you, Kira, saying woo! And Scott Fish wanted to let us know. I got that one 100% right. Cup greater than Woods. So at least somebody got it right. Nice job on that one, Scott. But he's letting us know he also got Lockett way wrong. Unless
Right.
these 2 weeks are 2 of his 4 to 5 good weeks this
Oh
season.
man,
Yeah.
I'm hesitant to say that. I'm hesitant to believe that this is just going to be super inconsistent, because I was saying he was inconsistent all off season, but the year before he wasn't as inconsistent, so maybe not.
Yeah,
And
and
they do have a
also,
new OC.
last year is when he did have all of his consistent games, and it's almost like at the end he teetered off, and it was like, I think that's why he came at such a value this year, because people remember him towards the end, where he wasn't, putting up the 40, 50 point games, and in the beginning he was. So I think people were a little bit afraid of him and thinking, okay, it's just the DK and Metcalf show now. So hopefully he doesn't do the same thing again, and he just continues the success.
I mean, we know he can't continue this touchdown rate that he has, and so I think it is gonna taper off a little bit. But I think that's just the type of player he is. He's probably worth having on your fantasy team year to year. He's just good. He's really fast. He's really good.
Hey guys, random question for you. Who has the most targets in the NFL right now? Anyone know? Anyone know?
Targets?
Through
Well,
2 weeks? Yeah, most targets.
Wait, so I knew it wasn't Sterling Shepard because I think you said something earlier. I know he's high up there. Is it Mike Williams?
Mike Williams is number 2.
Oh,
Number 2.
That's a good guess.
Shit.
CeeDee Lamb is number 1 with 24 targets. Yeah.
Wow.
It's just surprised me a little bit. I just didn't realize how uber targeted he was getting.
Yeah, Mike Williams breakout year. Here it comes.
Maybe
As
that's
long
what
as
I'm
he can stay
thinking.
healthy.
Sorry, maybe I was
Well,
thinking 2018, not 2019. Scott's probably right here.
And guys, I got to
2018.
bring this up too real fast. Jay got the last puzzle super duper fast. The puzzle was up. I don't even know if any letters were solved yet, and Jay knew the puzzle.
Cheating.
So, I don't even know how he would cheat. That's the thing.
Tyler Lockett, good JL analysis.
I like how you
Great
read
job,
the
Jack.
part that says your own analysis as well,
Yes.
instead of just reading. You're the person who reads a script and says exit stage left and then walks off as well. You're reading the stage directions.
Waller was a good guess for targets, given he had 19 week 1.
That
Yeah,
was a good guess.
but not so much
Absolutely.
yesterday.
So I meant to
Yeah.
ask you guys who is leading the wide receivers in targets. Waller is actually the leader in targets with 26.
Out
Makes sense.
of all receiving,
Out of all
players.
receiving options.
Oh,
I apologize.
Quarterbacks too as
Well, then
well.
that was the guess. You did
Out of
good.
all
So,
quarterbacks,
He would have been
Waller is
correct. He
leading.
would have been correct. I meant to ask in terms of just wide receivers.
Okay.
And Jay said no letters, no cheating. So Jay, we'll take your word for it. We'll give you this W. And Kira, I just want to say congratulations again on winning that game. You came out and you put on a strong performance and took both of us buffoons down. Everyone watching, if you have not already followed Kira at this point, I don't know what you're doing. She was killing it in today's game, but go follow her on Twitter at FantasyFFKira. That is fantasy with a PH, and Kira is KYRA. So make sure you are following her on Twitter. And
Do
Kyra,
it.
thank you so much for coming on and playing this game with us today. We really appreciate
This is a
it.
blast.
Yeah, guys, I had a really good time. This is a lot more fun to do this than have to just go off on DraftKings stuff and FanDuel. This was a good time. So anytime you need somebody, I'm happy to come on and play some
Oh,
games with you.
absolutely. We definitely have to have you back.
Yeah, you were perfect, Kyra.
thanks.
I mean, even we can just feel your happiness.
Yeah.
We can feel
We
your
can feel
excitement.
you.
We
can
can
hear
feel
your
it.
smile.
Sense it.
I'm really new. I'm newer with podcasting, so I'm not great with the camera stuff yet, and I'm just trying to figure it out. So when this thing goes down, I'm like, shit, I need to get someone in here now.
You need a production.
Really
I don't know how to
Production team.
fix it. I need to figure out this battery situation for sure. I need another battery, I guess. I don't know. It was at 100%. I'm confused.
And
Thad in
trading
here
does
say-
make fantasy fun, by the way.
Yeah.
Trading makes fantasy fun, and Thad
It
giving
sure
another
does.
congrats to Kyra. Said great show, y'all, and absolutely congrats to Kyra on the W. I think that's it for us today, guys. Oh, we have a question from Rendon. What's going on with Kittle? Oh man, we could dive
You
into
tell me,
this one.
Rendon. You tell
Yeah.
me.
We did talk about it a little bit yesterday on the FanDuel recap, Sunday night recap. I think that I wouldn't be too worried about Kittle. I think he's gonna come back. He has these types of games. If you go back and look at his game log from the last couple of years, he has sort of these like 1 to 2 weeks of just absentee. I don't know how long this is gonna last or if this is what it is, but at this point, he's a wait and see. You got to see.
I mean,
It's a disappointing start for sure.
You're playing him.
You're playing Kittle where you drafted him. You got to play him.
Yeah.
yeah.
And he's a number 1 tight end right now. He's number 12.
Whatever that means.
So that's not saying much at all. No, it's not been good for Kittle so far, but I still think he's gonna have a great season. I really do.
Yep.
Yeah,
Agreed.
I agree. And Jail's 100% right. I think people are forgetting because of all the time that Kittle has missed that this is the kind of player that he is that you're drafting. You're going to have weeks like this. It's not the Waller or Kelsey where they're going to be just peppered with tons of targets every game, though we saw something different from Waller this week, obviously. But Kittle is going to be a little bit more inconsistent, but will likely finish right up there with those guys. He's got a chance to be the number 1 and will likely finish in the top 3, at least in my mind.
Yeah, I totally agree. I mean, if you do look at his game logs dating back the last couple of years, this has only been 2 weeks into the season, so we can't overreact. We can't naturally assume that Kittle is just a complete bust and he messed up picking him with your 3rd round pick or something like that. Last week he had an okay game. He didn't kill you. This week, single digits. Yeah, that sucks. But, it's any week that he could take off, give you that 30, 40 points, 20 points, whatever. So I would keep the faith, keep rolling out with Kittle. Who are you going to play over him? You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So.
No
Sure.
chance.
Don't
No
worry.
way.
Oh,
Not a chance. Not a chance.
It'll be tempting, but you would feel like an idiot if you did it, and then
Oh my
It
God.
doesn't pan out.
That's how I make so many decisions. Like, what would I feel worse about? Noah Fant being on my bench
Loss
and blowing
aversion
up,
bias.
or George Kittle being on my bench and blowing up? And
No doubt.
100%, I would be way more mad if George Kittle blew up on my bench
Yep.
than Noah Fant.
Anthony says A+ show. See y'all manana.
Manana.
In the
Yo,
Forgot
manana.
the tilde.
In the manana.
Manana. Guys, that is it for us today. We'll be back, Manana, playing some more games. Manana, Anthony. You got to remember the tildes on there. Switch to the Spanish keyboard next time. But until then, everyone, we are out of here. We'll see you guys tomorrow at 3 p.m. Eastern time. Adios.
Bye-bye.
See you manana.